One thing may matter. I agree with you on the race, et cetera. But I do think being extremely hot as a college girl can be a detriment to you. And I can say this as somebody who wasn't. But I think these girls, they're all very beautiful. They have perfect bikini bodies. And I think they've been able to skate by already in life for too long on those impressive attributes. And girls, I am here to tell you, it won't last. You need to develop your minds, because even men who are attracted to your beautiful looks will eventually want someone to keep the conversation going at dinner. But at some point, your future mate is going to want you to say something clever about something. And correct me if I'm wrong, Stephen A., but most men will look at women and think, do I want to reproduce with this person and create another generation of idiots? Like, doesn't somewhat of a mind factor in when choosing not your date for Saturday night, but your date for every Saturday night?
It's not popular to say, and most men are scared to say these things. I'm not going to be. I'm going to give it to you straight.
Oh, boy.
When
I don't know
you're
where it's
young,
going.
first of all, as men, we are physical creatures first. We're not limited to that. But that's where we start. We covet what we see. So what happens is when you're young, you're coveting what you see. The reason why I somewhat disagree with you about the quote unquote hot young ladies and how it eventually ends, yes, that's true. But it ends sooner than later. And the reason why is because even when she's hot while she's young and that young dude wants to get with her, once he gets with her, he's looking for the next hot one in a lot of instances. Right there at the time that she's young. It's not like she finds out when she gets older. She finds out when she's in college. You understand? And so it hits her relatively quickly. So the challenge at that particular moment in time is, are you going to embrace the fact that there are individuals that can be that way, and that's who you want to ward off, and this is how you ward them off? Or are you so caught up in your ego that you're going to say, on to the next? We live in a society. Back in the day, you had young ladies, they're not sitting around and like, okay, I'm just going to go to the next guy and I'm going to move on with my life. They sort of lick their wounds to some degree because they're hurt and they want to be respected and what have you. In today's society, even though you have a lot of young ladies that may feel that way, in the same breath, we live in a society that, there's cover. And there's always somebody to uplift her spirits and allows her to believe that she might be right, and him to believe he may be right when he's hanging out with his boys. And there's very, very little accountability.